Okay, so we are at the Tibble Fork parking lot and we'll head up to the trailhead. So you go past the parking lot. And then this road will turn into a dirt road up ahead. And then you'll just continue up this dirt road just a short ways until you see a little bridge, and there's a parking lot right by the bridge. And that's where we'll park. All right, just up ahead, you see a sign that says Lower Mill Canyon Trailhead, and then to your right is this little parking lot. And where this bridge is, we'll find the trailhead. Okay, so we are at the bridge. Here you can see Lower Mill Canyon Trailhead and a sign with a little map. Right now, the trail is closed except for hiking. When the weather warms up, it'll open up to horses and bikes and things like that. And so for the first little while, you're gonna just be parallel to the stream. Sometimes the trail is the stream, depending on how high the water is. And yes, the trail is the stream up here. So, let's see. Yeah, I think we can just get around the edge. All right, we got past the stream. It's just too cold right now. It's 35 degrees right now, so I didn't want to get my feet wet. So it took a little work, but we stayed dry. And now this trail is just going to be a bit of an ascent and just follow along through the pines. We've even got some snow. End of May, we've got some snow. It's crazy. But yeah, we'll just follow this along for a little while. Here you can see Tibble Fork. Water levels are really full right now. By September, it'll be almost empty. But we are just getting snow runoff, so Tibble's really full right now. It's great for kayaking and fishing. And we've even got some wildflowers starting. There's some little pretty blue ones. Now we're turning into the woods. So I'm just going to follow this along, and when we get to the next trail marker, I'll film again. All right, so it wasn't too much further. And at this point, you can see there's a 40 and an arrow, and that's the way we want to go. You don't want to turn right and go down this way unless This will just go up to Tibble Fork. So if you wanted to just go to the lake and hang out, or the reservoir, I mean, and hang out, then that's the way to go. But it's not our loop trail. So we're gonna go up, just continue uphill. This is the direction I came from. This is a really good incline, I would say, a challenging incline. And this is the direction I'm going. And I just want to point this out. If you take that way, it's just going to end up right at the same spot up ahead. Up ahead is our trail marker. So we'll get up to there and talk about the next step. Okay. Whew. All right. This is the loop, and you can go either way. The arrow is pointing this way, and so I think most people would go this way, and you can. Or you can go this way, and it's all one big circle. I prefer to go this way because it is quite an uphill. And, well, either way is the same altitude. This is, I feel like it's a little bit more of a direct uphill, where the other is a little bit slower incline, in my opinion. It's been a while, so I'm trying to remember. But I do remember I liked coming this way because going down and coming back from this direction, it seemed easier on my knees because it was less of a steep incline. And so for me, I'd rather tackle the incline at the beginning, if I'm remembering correctly, and I'll report back at the end if that's true. tackle the incline at the beginning, and then once we keep going, we're going to hit a couple meadows, and it's just beautiful up there. But we just have to keep going onward. This is probably a point where a lot of people want to give up because that was a tough hill, and once you tackle that, you don't really want to do any more. But this is one of those hikes that's worth it. It's got some beautiful scenery right up at the top, and everything in between. These forests are just beautiful and peaceful. So as you can see, let's get a little bit further. Here's more of that incline. So we're gonna tackle it. We're just gonna follow this trail. So I turned left at that trail marker, and I'm just gonna take this up and around. All right, so we're coming up on the first meadow. It's pretty spectacular. Just a rabbit go into a little burrow over to my left. And it's the 20th of May, and you can see on the aspen trees the leaves are just barely starting to bud. So about a week or two they'll have a lot more leaves. These ones right here don't have anything at all yet. All right, so that's the first meadow. All right, so we've come across another marker. It says Mud Springs on one side and Tibble Fork on the other, and we're gonna turn. So from where we were, go back. We were up here, and when we see that marker, we're gonna go right towards Tibble Fork down here. All right, so just past that marker that we hit, we're down just a short ways, and we're coming up to another beautiful grove of trees. So I will turn on my camera. This trail is basically a big ditch that's carved out. And then you've got a beautiful mountain view through those trees. Right now there's lots of snow on the mountains still. That last meadow that I filmed, just for reference, that was at the 1.8 mile marker. And at this point, we're not halfway through the hike, and it looks like it's going to be mostly downhill. We'll have some ups, but mostly down. So that does confirm to me that taking this route, it's definitely a steep, challenging uphill, but you're going to kind of enjoy the views and a little bit of a gentler slope going down. Right now, as I'm walking, it's pretty flat, which is a nice break. All right, we're coming up on our second meadow. And this one has the mountain views and is just breathtaking. So I'm excited. And here you go. This is like a Julie Andrews Sound of Music meadow. Just gorgeous. Okay, so we're at a point where you have two trails. There's a fork in the road. This left trail takes you directly down to the Tibble Fork Reservoir. So that's not where we want to go. We want to go back the full loop. If we went down to the reservoir, we'd have to hike all the way up that road, past the parking lot, up the road to where we park the car. So we're going to continue on the right part of the fork in the trail, and it will loop around and bring us back full circle from where we started. This part of the trail is exposed and gives you stunning views of the mountains. You're just right on the side of the mountain, and right now there's a few wildflowers, not a lot, but in about probably 2 weeks, I would say through the month of June, this is going to be gorgeous. I can see a bunch of wildflowers with buds just getting ready to bloom. So I do recommend coming here in June and really getting a chance to appreciate all of the beautiful things. We've seen on this trail, we've seen some beautiful moss, wild strawberries, ferns, all kinds of beautiful plants. And so here we see some little buds. And so, yeah, but this side of the mountain gets full sunshine. So you're gonna get a lot more flowers. And of course, they'll die off quickly as it gets hot in the summer because they don't have a water source. But I would say during the month of June is the time to really get the full beauty of this place. Here's another shot of the mountains. The downhill is definitely worth taking the route that I took, going uphill on the first part of the loop, and then this part is a more gradual downhill, but I won't lie, it's still rough on the knees. I do recommend bringing hiking poles if you need any support with your knees. My knees just don't appreciate a steep downhill. So I do have my hiking pole, and that has helped. All right, so now we're coming around. There's another fork in the trail, and we're just gonna stick to the right. And it's gonna take us back into the forest. And this is just as beautiful, I'm gonna be honest. Here we've got some little flowers growing. Some more right there. And just this gorgeous, look at these trees. Stunning forest. It's all beautiful. But yeah, this is gonna take us back to where we started. So we'll just keep on going. All right, so we're not on the home stretch as far as uphill, downhill. We've got quite a bit of uphill left in this wooded area, but it's not bad. And with each uphill, there's plenty of downhill, so it's not like at the beginning of the hike where it's just 100% uphill with no break. So as you'll see, here's the incline, and then it goes down. So it's just lots of ups and downs. So just know on this tail end, you're still gonna be getting a little bit of workout, but it feels really good. Now, the nice part about this hike is during the summertime, this is a great one because it's mostly in the shade. So you're not gonna worry about getting sunburned, and you're gonna it's gonna be cooler than the ones that are just completely exposed. It's dusty and dirty like pretty much everything else in the mountains, but you've got a lot of shade, I would say, except for that one part just previously where it was exposed at the side of the mountain. That was maybe, just a few minutes, 10 minutes maybe. The rest of it is in the shade. So this is a good summertime hike. You're not gonna get overheated. it's a challenge. I've seen people say that it's not that bad. I do a lot of hiking, and you know, all the hikes around here are difficult because we're in the mountains. So it's definitely, you're getting a really good uphill no matter what. But that first part of the loop is just a constant uphill. You're not going to get a break until, what was it, like a mile and a half, almost 2 miles, 1.8 miles about. When you reach that meadow, that's when you get flat and downhill areas and you really get to catch your breath. And the nice part about that, though, is that's when just you get all the beautiful scenery at the same time. So you catch your breath and enjoy the view. And we're working our way right now back to that junction where, and then we'll take it downhill, a left, and go downhill to the beginning of the trailhead. And I just want to see if it's right up ahead. I know we're coming close, but no. So I'll stop filming and just turn it on when we get there. Okay, I see our signpost up ahead. So we have completed the loop, and you'll see if we went straight, that's the way we started. When we turned off, here's our trail that from the parking lot up to here, and we came to here, and when we started we turned left, and we just came from the right. So from here we are going to go left and follow the, let's see, what is it called? Mill Canyon, going downhill. And both of these paths go down to the same trail, so it doesn't really matter. I'll just go this way. It looks a little less steep. And this is just going to take us right back to our car, to the trailhead. Okay, I'm just taking this downhill really slow. It's rocky and dusty and steep, so you're just going to take it really slow so you don't fall. And while I'm taking it down, I just want to point out, this is an off-leash trail for dogs. However, know your dog, because during the summer, you're going to pass, I've passed groups of horseback riders and mountain bikes and the motorized and non-motorized. And so you need to know what your dog's okay with. And if they're going to spook at any of those, then I would definitely keep them on a leash. The mountain bikes, the motorized ones, you can hear. I don't know what they're called, but you can hear them from a long ways away. So it's easy to grab your dog in that instance. But horses can come up really quietly, and bicyclists can come up quietly. So if you aren't sure how your dog will react to these, or if you know your dog will spook, definitely keep them on a leash. And we just finished. There's a lot more cars in the parking lot, so if you want to have more people around when you hike, then come later in the day, in the morning. And if you want to be alone and have a solitary experience, I would definitely come early. So here's the some ducks. Here's the river that's flowing into the reservoir, just down the ways a little bit. And we are going to head home and call it a day.